Welcome to the G-Lew Show After Hours Live. This is Changing the Game, episode number 2 with G-Lew, the beautiful Deandra Chanel. And we got a very special guest tonight. We got an OG in the building, OG Romy Rome. OG Rome is here tonight, y'all, so hang tight. We're about to get this party started like this.
Smoke OG till I'm passing out. Got the O's and the G's in my bank account. I'm an OG, baby, go and ask around. I'm the rapper everybody go and talk about. I'm G with it, I don't shuffle. Don't like me, but respect my hustle. Both dogs going independent, cause I used to be broke like the 10 Commandments. Going independent. Going independent, got me a product, I get it, I flip it, make money, then right, I'ma spend it. Steadily winning, when those be tenant. Spend it on me, I don't spend it on women. What you expected, flow is perfected. Throwing up rappers like I'm anorexic. Better pass the message, didn't pass the lesson. Don't wanna hear him and I ask the questions. Don't wanna hear him and I ask the questions. Hold up, wait a minute, who the hell you talking to? I'm OG Rome in a road dog's crew, kicking rhymes just like a mule. Ripping up trash like an animal, eating up rappers like a cannibal. My flow so cold like an Eskimo. Face it, Holmes, I'm irreplaceable.
Hey, check it out. G-Lew back again with my co-host, the beautiful Deandra Chanel. Hold on one second.
Y'all.
What's up?
How's
What's
it
up?
going?
Hold up. You. There she is right there. What's up, girl?
Hello.
How you doing tonight?
Good.
It's a beautiful thing. We are here back. This is episode number 2.
It is. We made it.
We made it. Yep. Tell them what we got going on tonight.
So we are interviewing the ever so talented OG Rome. So he's been in the game a pretty long time, out of Inglewood, but I'll let him tell you a little bit more about himself once he comes in.
Okay. So you ready to go ahead and bring him in? Because he's here. He's back in the green room right now. You know what I mean? If you're ready.
I am ready.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's bring this guy in. Here he is. OG Rome in the building. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Cracking, man. It's OG Rome, Mr. Everywhere, repping Road Dogs Entertainment in a place to be, man. What's cracking? Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for coming on.
It's an honor, homie.
Appreciate it, guys.
I'm gonna let her go ahead and get it started because you know she put this all together and you know I know she knows you and all that. So go ahead, Deandra, got it.
All right. So for those of us who don't know, tell us who OG Rome is.
OG Rome. I grew up in Inglewood, California. I do music. I've been in the entertainment business for a long time. I have a lot of famous features. I've done a lot of videos for a lot of famous people. I've accomplished a lot in this music industry, but I come from the background of growing up in foster homes since I was a little kid, to transitional living program, to emancipating at the age of 21 and just having a bad upbringing, but utilizing that to my advantage to, you know, better myself.
Oh, that's good. So do you think that gave you the drive for your career?
And pretty much, yeah, because I already been to the bottom of the gutter, you know what I'm saying? I already been poor. I've been in foster homes. I already lived in the floor with 9 people in the house. I already had all the negatives in life, you know? My dad getting shot in the head, my mom dying where I worked at, my brother, you know, I had all the negative, and at the end of the day, nobody really gives a fuck. So you actually have to go out there and make something out of yourself. If not, you're just gonna get left behind and forgotten, you know. So I utilized all that to my advantage and used it as fuel, you know.
So how long have you been in the game for?
Well, it all depends on the way people perceive being in the game. As far as doing music, I've been doing music since high school. I used to freestyle in the blacktop, and then I used to slang fucking weed and dope in the streets. We used to just freestyle for fun. And then when my brother got shot in the head, I'm like, you know what? Let me record a song. From my first song being recorded, I was able to do my first show with Mac 10, and I knew I wasn't where I needed to be at. So I went to go do my research on old school music, on Motown, and how to, you know, better myself in the music industry. So I perfected my craft, learned how to engineer, learned how to do videography, photography, graphics. So necessity is the mother of all inventions. So I decided to learn everything so I wouldn't have to outsource it or pay for it, you know? So I've been doing this since 2005, but in the industry, I think it's when you get somebody of a famous caliber on your tracks. And to that will be around 2008, 2009, you know?
Okay. Who was your very first feature, your famous feature?
Cocaine.
All right.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Cocaine.
Cocaine.
I got a couple songs with him. And the best thing about this whole way I connected with him was Easy E's bodyguard. His name was KJ, and he seen me perform. And when he seen me perform, he's like, you know what? I want to work with you. He came over to my compound, seen everything that I accomplished, and then he's like, you know what? Who do you want to work with? And I said, you know, I'm from the West Coast. I grew up with that gangster, you know, I'm a gangster tip, so anything from the West Coast. And I started name dropping, and he brought his old flip phone and just goes, bam, picks up the phone, calls Cocaine. He's like, nephew, I need you to get on the track. Bam, made it happen.
That's dope.
So one thing I learned from that is not everybody's talented in this industry, but sometimes it ain't who you are, it's who you know too, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So
That's go ahead.
when you started with rap, was that your dream overall, or was it just something that you fell into?
You know what? I've always wanted to do entertainment. I was always a class clown. I always was the center of attention. I always, you know, was very athletic. So I always wanted to be a comedian, you know, growing up. I looked up to Jim Carrey, one of the greatest. And it just so happened to be that, you know, I played sports, and I played sports to high school and college football. But sports didn't work out, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna let this just stop me. And I already had music, as like I said, my first song I recorded, and they're like, hey, you want to do a show? My first show was at the Key Club with Mac 10, and I'm like, yo, this is God talking to me. But you gotta perfect your craft if you want people to take you serious. So I did 0 to 100 real quick. Shout out to everybody watching, man. Shout out Manuel, OC Bree, everybody, man.
That's dope. So there is a fun fact about us two and how we know each other. So Rome and me were in. There is a famous photographer by the name of AJ Johnson, and AJ Johnson used to do a lot of like show and like Show magazine, Black Man magazine, like all that. He would shoot for them, and he came out with his own magazine, and Rome and I were in the same issue. Me as a model, him as a rapper.
Damn, shout out to AJ, man. Thank you for bringing that back. That's dope. That guy right there was working, putting a lot of people on too. That's tight. That's tight. I do remember that, man. You actually brought it back. Because when you're working so hard in this industry, you kind of, like, for instance, say you just had a famous feature or you just did a red carpet event, you just move on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So that was actually awesome for you to bring that back up. That was dope.
Yeah, no, AJ was always like a go-getter, and he did some real good shoots when it came to like magazines. He worked with Brick Bailey from Basketball Wives. She was like a model first, and he did one of her magazines. Nice. One of her magazine covers, and that came out dope.
That's dope. Good people.
So I see you work a lot. So let's talk about the current project you're working on right now.
Well, it's a blessing not having kids, because when you ain't got no kids, you have no goddamn choice and no option to be going, you know, slow motion. So I go 25/8 every day, and I'm grateful to wake up from my motherfucking room, go to the podcast room, and then just walk into the studio, you know. So I've always been prepared when it comes to music. I've always had at least 60 or 70 songs before my last project comes out. Why? Because I record a grip. I engineer and mix all my stuff, mix and master all my music. So I already had, I think 89 or 90 songs already pre-recorded from last year. And this whole year, I never thought I'd perform so much. You know, shout out to OC Bree. We already knocked out 49 shows, and it took away so much time of, it's like literally every week. that I wasn't able to get in the studio. So I got in the studio 2 times this year, and then I got in the studio last week and knocked out 9 songs. And I'm like, fuck yeah, it's a blessing to be able to like to just be able to come up with stuff, you know, like it's amazing.
Yeah, but that shows it's your true calling, and it's a true talent that you have to be able to write your music and then just have it just popping, popping, popping back to back to back to back to back like that.
Yes, man, it's a blessing.
G-Lew, you want to jump in here?
Yeah, I want to commend you on like you said, learning the whole game. You know what I mean? Not only taking on the music, but learning how to engineer. You know what I mean?
Because
Like,
it's 80% business, 20% music, and at the end of the day, the most talented people that I've known in this whole industry are waiting for people to find them or things to happen this way. Nah, man, you got to go that way. You got to show people what you got. You got to make friends, make connections, put out your good energy, you know?
right. And I see you doing that. What would you say, like, now that you do all that, what do you find the most, like, because you do the music, but also you, like I said, you engineer, produce, do a lot of different parts of the game. Which one do you find yourself enjoying the most these days?
The stages, just the stages. Literally, I've been able to perform in some of the biggest stages throughout my career, but not so much back to back to back. And I love it when I go to even places where it's not even crowded. Why? Because while other people don't take advantage of it and they're like, it ain't deep, there's not enough people here. I perform, and everybody could vouch for that. I perform like I'm trying to win a contest. Every single time I'm trying to win the golden ticket, you feel me? So with that being said, I was performing at this event where probably 15 people were there, and everybody was doing their own thing, and I gave my energy so high, I was able to meet Dr. Sebi's son and connect me with a famous producer. What is it, 1500 or nothing? So I'm still waiting for that to come together, you know?
Right. That's dope, bro. That's dope. I definitely see that from you from the jump. And even when I was doing my homework on you and seeing how you get, your get down, you're definitely a hustler. You know what I mean? And you definitely go get it and make things happen. And that's to be respected, and that's how you get further in the business, more connections, networking, all that counts in this business. Who would you say, as now you're able to get out here and do your thing and get features from, I'm sure, people you grew up listening to, but who would you say are some of your inspirations as far as music is concerned before you wanted to do music?
Before I wanted to do music, Mac 10, that backyard boogie. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Inglewood, so, like, you listen to that, you're surrounded by that, And, obviously Tupac. And a funny story, if you go on YouTube, I have a song with Cocaine featuring Tupac, and it was sampled and cleared because DJ King Assassin did one of my last albums, and he called Amari Shakur, and they released it. So if you look up Cocaine's the most featured artist, and he asked me as, I think, the list number 500 as his feature. So that was another good blessing.
Hold on a second.
Even if I'm not able to meet Tupac, I was able to sample them, get it registered. I think I'm the only Mexican that got that. Look it up.
Hey, Rome, hold on a second. Hold up a minute. Hold up.
What up, man? What up, man?
Dope, Jay. That was dope. You already know, man, with the Pac's hook and Cocaine, and then you came on there and did your thing. The video was crazy. That was pretty dope, man.
Appreciate it, man. Shout out to Manuel and everybody tapping in, commenting, and just tapping in, because you guys could be doing anything in the world, but you're out here messing and, rocking with us. Shout out to Drunken Chef Barbecue. Tastes so good, make you want to slap your mama.
Ooh. Shout out to the chef. Also, he said, let me get the link. I'm going to go in and put that in my playlist.
Thank you, brother.
We'll
you know what? Like, I like to do a lot of music to perform to, a lot of hype stuff. Something, because when you go to an event, you might want to connect with somebody and you want to dance. So that's the type of stuff that I like to perform. But if you look at that video, it has probably the most comments and the most realest comments ever, because, and I guess I need to do more. Like, I have a lot of music like that. I just don't have visuals. And I guess when you tap into somebody's upbringing, it touches, and it was a blessing doing something different.
Right, definitely. That was dope, man. I'm sure it's a people favorite too, because I see you got crazy views on that, man. So but speaking on you again, man, you go back, you've been doing this shit like you go back years and years, like with this stuff. You got videos up, man, and just music forever, man. When would you well, I know you talked about it earlier, but when would you say, or what made you want to push that way and keep going hard? And what were you like? I'm sure, do you have a certain what you're trying to audience or thing or level or something you're trying to reach, because you're pretty versatile too. It's not like you're just straight, you know, gangster shit. Like you
You
got
know,
party music, club music, dance music. You do it all, bro. And you got the little Playboy thing going, so it's like you gotta you do it all, bro.
you know what? Everybody wants to put you in a category, and everybody's like, "What you sound like?" Or and I never knew what the hell I sounded like because I have a high pitched voice. I know damn well I got a big ass deep voice. I just had to utilize my energy. And at the end of the day, if you captivate people by your energy, it don't matter what the hell you're doing. Sometimes people could be blinded, exactly how people are blinded by your shine when they're next to you, because everybody's rapping, so everybody's doing the same thing around you, so they're blinded by your shine. But the people who live in the Philippines, the people that live in another state, those are the people that respect me as an artist. Why? Because they see me shining, But as far as how I did a transition and what I really wanted to do was make music for the people, not for the homies. For the people, cut off certain, as far as languages. I have a direction with it, but I started learning to, at least now, to stop cursing as much, because obviously it's not going to get played.
Right.
I can insinuate certain things, but not literally talk about it. And as far as my direction, I just like to do music, whatever captivates the audience. I'm like, okay, that's what they like. Let me just keep going. And you never know, I'm not where I want to be. I grind real hard. I invested a lot of money. I do annual birthday bash to give back to the community. But you got to stay humble, because your number gets called. You just got to be ready.
That part.
Because when they look at your work, they're gonna be looking back. They're like, this guy's been working. You can't just skip the damn line. You cannot skip the line if you do it only lasts like a year.
Right. That's a fact. That's a fact. You got to definitely put the work in, and you've done that. Would you say, like, being that you're so versatile and you do it, like I say, a lot of different things, would you say any one of those certain, like this record right here, or this right here, like resonated, or I see this one can go
Wildin',
or whatever?
Wildin'. It's man, that song Wildin'. It's low tempo, but it's high tempo and it's energetic, and I don't know, it's dope, and I can't wait to do the video. Like, I've been hitting up Nick Cannon. We've been trying to make the connection. I don't know. It's gonna happen. If the time is right, if the video is right, if I push it right. At the end of the day, a lot of records don't get known till 3 or 4 years later. So I'm just gonna keep grinding, and if it hits, it hits, and if it don't, then I got a whole lot. All my music that I'm about to start releasing has an action. Do the walk, go dumb, wildin'. I got this one called Wiggle. Do the like. I'm just gonna make you do things,
Right.
And we all know that those type of songs always end up getting pretty popular because it allows you to interact.
Well, and it comes from me studying old school 1950s and 1960s rock and roll. I'm like, damn, if everybody's remixing 20 year ago music from the 2000s, woo, yeah.
That's dope. So that song that we used for the promo, that for me in my head, knowing you and having seen you perform, that promo, the song in the promo is the epitome of his performances overall. When I've seen him perform, it's always full of energy.
Thank you.
What's that?
And it's funny though, because I film my own music videos too, and I filmed that video for Bounce like 3 years ago in Hawaii. I just haven't had time to edit it because I'm like, it's just me by myself. But now that I'm, I have more spare time, I'm about to edit it.
That's dope.
You
Shit out to everybody out here.
being in
Shout
the
out to
industry
that.
and being a Mexican rapper, how have those obstacles been for you throughout the years?
I was blinded at the beginning. I'm like, you know what? I grew up with black people my whole life. I always had swag. I always played basketball. I was always picked before we even made it to the schoolyard. I was already picked before 6 o'clock, before 7 o'clock when we were in middle school, high school. I was already balling. So as far as like my perspective is that I was colorblind, literally, meaning that when you're good, you're good. When you're talented, you're talented. You know, but I also see another perspective that you have to respect that this is a cultural thing that belongs to people that come from that background, and once you respect it, then you get to learn it, appreciate them, acknowledge their culture while bringing your own story. And at the same time, that's how a lot of coaches were able to utilize music to bring in their own story. So now it doesn't matter what color you are, as long as you are real and come from the heart. And that's the way I look at it.
Right.
At the end of the day, it comes down to opinion. It could be your opinion, his opinion, my opinion. And, you know, everybody has their own opinion. So obstacles, yeah, there's gonna be obstacles. They're always, like we said. How do you go from not being a fucking? Because every time I was on stage, every time, I'm not gonna lie, I used to see them and they're like, nah, this fool's gonna come out with that fucking SS shit, all that
Yeah.
SS shit. And I'm like, man, I seen all the performance. I'm like, okay, like I told you, I'm there to win the golden ticket since day one. I'm like, boom, 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 boom. All right, I'm about to hype it up. I'm about to do this, boom, 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 do this, do some hypes here. And I'm like, and when you do eye contact with people, you bring them into your energy field. So, you know, it's an obstacle because people expect me to do that essay gangster shit, and I just do me.
What sets your music apart from any other rapper?
I'm original. I mix. I wake up. I think of my own stuff. I write my own stuff. I record my own stuff with nobody in here. I have the mouse in there with the other TV inside the booth. I come out. I engineer the stuff. Then I mix and master the stuff. Then I do the graphics for the song. Then I upload and send out to distribution. There's like 39 steps before one song even gets let out. You got to put it into Sound Exchange. You got to put it into ASCAP. You got to register. You got to put up your lyrics. You got to do so many steps before one song gets released. Now imagine how many songs. So that's just what keeps me determined. And me knowing all that makes me a company. Literally. And that's what I've always had. That's why I have my team members, photographers, filmers. I had videographers. I had before we had actors, we had comedians, models. I try to dip in that into a little bit of everything, you know?
Have you ever considered going to a major?
I have. And that's one thing. I want to be able to have them tell me no. I want to be able to sit down with somebody that's of importance for them to tell me, you know what? It's because of this or because of that. Because it's as simple as soon as you tell me it's because of this or because of that, I'm coming right back. And I'm coming back harder than ever. Why? Because you just told me what I'm missing.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong that you got to be able to listen to people and hear their suggestions. You know, just because some people didn't make it doesn't mean that you won't make it. Why? Because I'm living my dream. You know, I'm living my dream. I don't know about what people call success, but I'm living life. You know.
That's a beautiful thing.
Mhm.
Hey,
I have
hey,
friends like you guys getting interviews. I grew up in the hood and foster homes, not having anything. For me to connect with people that are inspired just like me, come on now. Success has one lane. They don't have 20 lanes.
hey, Rome, tell us about the Road Dogs Entertainment, man. What we see in the back, because I've been seeing that name popping for many moons, man. So tell us about Road Dogs Entertainment, bro.
Well, I got into Road Dogs as a solo member, and then I took over and became the CEO because a lot of people say they're going to do this, they're going to do that, but unless you put up some money, unless you start investing, unless you start doing nothing, bro, I could make a basketball team named the Bunny Rabbits famous. Why? Because it's the fucking person behind it. You know, the product could be the product, but you buy it because of the person, you know? So when it came to Road Dogs, I'm like, you know what? I'm already invested. Remember when we all got in the industry and you had to pay to perform, Sean Healy?
Yeah.
Remember Sean Healy had the connection up there and at the Key Club and everywhere in Sunset? So you had to pay to perform. And how that works is that you'll pay $250, $300, but it pushes you to get yourself that much fans to pay your ticket, which equals you out at zero. So when I first started, I was at 40, 50 of my homies from the neighborhood. So we were all fucking gangbanged down. We were going there deep. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I got the bigger crowd than most of the famous motherfuckers.
Right.
But it was a lot of rowdy, dumb people, you know, that don't know how to act in the crowds, that don't know how to network, you know? And I didn't know that stage. I was just trying to go and do my part. So you go from selling tickets to investing in yourself so much that it switches. The table switch. From there, you start bartering. Then from bartering, your name is already. Now, when I started getting famous features and doing all this stuff, when you're consistent and persistent, then people look at you different. Then you can start charging. Then you can start putting your, you know, and that's how I started getting all these shows and everything. I broke barriers in many things, and I just keep it to myself, literally. When it came to the weed industry, the high times, all this shit before the big artists and all this weed sessions, the weed people, they know I was the first artist they were investing in. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because before that, they had weed money. Well, then all the rappers started doing shit for free at all these weed events. What happens? Why should they invest? Why everybody wants to just come and show their talent, you know?
Right.
That's for the rookies.
Right. What would you say, as far as you been doing music for years, so you know about the transition with the music, how it went from, you know, kind of, you know, MP3 CDs a little bit to almost to no CDs and all digital and now streams and all these things, just like you said before, where it was so much money. Now it's less money to, you know, get going, but the game's different. So how did you transition, and what do you think about the transition as far as how music, you know, transitioned to where it is now?
That's an amazing question, because you just made, and when you started saying MP3s and CDs, because when you first start, you start investing in yourself. I buy myself the big old cases of 10 CD makers.
Right.
Boom, that's another $400-$600 to put each CDs. You don't want to wait, so you buy yourself the bigger one. Then,
right.
And then the CDs are obsolete. Then the computers come out that you're able to print your image on the CD. So you go buy yourself the printer for that.
Right.
Boom, 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 boom. So just all the stuff, I have them as antiques, but it's part of the process and just learning and still adapting. It's like when somebody tells you that MP3s and this is happening, just adapt. Go with the flow, because you don't want to get left behind. It's cool to have the old cameras, but your old camera's going to be shit when we have this new iPhones, 4K, and we're filming videos with the iPhones, you know?
Right.
Just adapt. Recognize what's happening.
Do you think, one more, I'm going to turn it back over to you, Deandra. Do you ever think you will want to do something like a documentary or even a book on your journey and experience? Because you've been here, you've been through the long haul, just like we talked about transitioning and all these things that's happened with music. For you to still be here and be totally independent with everything you do, showing all that you do with your company and everything, would you consider doing that, or is that on the way soon?
You know what? People suggested that for me to do that. People have always said that. So thank you so much for even mentioning it. But I just don't know what angle to start, you know, instead of just hurry up and going head first and just starting. The thing about it is I have so much trauma. I'm going to find myself sitting down, interviewing my sisters, interviewing this, because they're all part of the reason why I'm here. You always want to make your family proud, you know? And as of my last interview before you guys and making changes was the interview. It was the first people that ever made me cry on the interview, because this person wouldn't ask me nothing about my music at all. They're like, okay, that's good. I'm glad you got there, but we want to know about this and this and that. And I thought I had that part of me concealed and gone. And when people start bringing that back up, you just realize you're human. You know, all those memories, those feelings starts coming back up. So you know, just I guess hopefully one day I'll be able to speak about it. You know, without choking the fuck up.
Right. But like I said, even if not a book, maybe something, just a documentary on documenting all you've done. Just like I'm sure you got a lot of footage. You got all these old
you want to hear
videos.
the craziest thing about it? I'm such a nerd with it. I'm such a literally. I learned everything.
Right.
I had my first performance till then, 2006 or 7. I still have my flyer, and I still have all the footage since the beginning of time. And how this happened is when my brother, rest in peace, died, I felt bad not having pictures of him or nothing like that. So when that first iPod came out, ever since then, I would take pictures. Like for us, we go to 3,000 events. As soon as I get home, I export everything and put it in a hard drive. Export everything, hard drive. Name, date, file. So literally, all I have to do is grab that and transfer and give it to somebody and just have them work on it. But I'm such a nerd with it, I find myself doing it myself.
Right.
But luckily, I do have every goddamn footage. I try to document everything. Because if you don't document it, never happened, correct?
That part.
It never happened. Who you gonna tell? I'm gonna get old. I want to be in my rocking chair and be like, yep, there it is.
At some point, OG Rome is gonna be a legend, and they're gonna ask for that documentary at some point.
Hopefully, man. If you just stay positive and just impact people in a positive way, they have no choice but to rock with you. You know.
Yeah.
To support you, and that's how opportunities happen. You look to the left and you're like, oh man, I just got an opportunity. They need a Mexican for this and that. Oh, I know somebody that deserves it. That's hardworking. That's humble. Bam, and that's how it works.
Yeah. So we talked about that Tupac and cocaine, the Tupac sample and the cocaine feature. Is there any artist that you have dreamed of collaborating with that you haven't yet?
Dreams? I don't have dreams of them because I'm so focused on making it myself. But it's amazing to see how many people are successful in this music industry, and it inspires me to be in the same circle as the J. Coles, as the Kendricks, as anybody that's actually living their dream. Because besides the lyrical skills, besides their content, you have to respect their hustle. It's not easy being a famous artist. If it's hard for us now to wake up, invest, and to be in all these places, these people, if they miss an event, they getting sued, you know? And they got back-to-back states, from one state to another state, so they're losing sleep. They're losing opportunities to connect with their kids and their families. So when you think about those big aspects and that part of the music industry, you just gotta respect that they're doing good. So I wish I could collaborate with anybody that's actually doing good in the music industry.
That's dope.
Hey,
So-
Deandra.
Big D!
No, I just want to add this one thing since you spoke about concerts and promoting and Mac 10. Do you know? I don't know if you're aware, like what Mac 10 does now. Besides the music, him doing the promoting thing, like him holding, doing his own shows and concerts everywhere in different states.
Wow.
Like, do you see yourself doing something like that since you're just a hustler? Maybe one day.
As
That's
far
what he's
as
doing.
like,
Yeah, he's very
doing shows and events.
Yeah, you doing the events yourself, like making them happen.
I've done that. I've done that prior. I've hosted a couple events with Rapid Forte, because when you have a big network, you're able to get the homies, and that's how you have this barter system where you're being able to be like, hey bro, I just booked you here. I didn't have Rapid Forte live in my house for a whole month. I didn't have a lot of these people stay over at my house. I just sang Slink Johnson when I went to go get some blunts, like literally. So when you have this network, you're able to book shows. So I've done a couple of those, and it's so much time invested in it. And right now, because I'm still able to keep up with the rest of the people, I'm focused. I'm working on myself, you know.
Right.
Because if you want to do an event, you gotta do it right, and it comes with the flyer. The flyer is the biggest thing. You know, and I know this because I do birthday bashes. And if anybody's been to my birthday bash, they're going to speak about it forever and ever because they do talk about it forever.
Those
Look, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Everyone's been saying it. That's been the word on the streets.
Why?
Yes.
But
those parties are fun.
But why I make it for us to dance and network and not about 20,000 acts.
Right.
Everybody's worried about, like promoters worried about getting paid because they have to pay for the venue. Because they charge the venue $5,000. But if you had a name, they would have done it for free. And then you guys would have just gave up the fucking bar. It's all about, you know, bartering. But I see that when I see too many acts, I already know they're just trying to make their money, you know?
Right.
And it's understandable because everybody is learning as they go, and you know, I see it differently, you know. But as far as doing shows again, I'm not trying to come out of pocket. Boom, you know.
What do you think?
How about this?
What?
I just me and the homie Logo Man, he books me to get famous artists, and I run the stage. That says I get paid to do the stage, so I guess I do shows. Fuck yeah. I just don't think about it because I'm not the main guy doing it, you know.
Right. What would you say though if you we just spoke on shows or whatever? What do you think is missing or needed, or there's a void for right now that maybe like you or whoever you think that needs to be provided right now in music and the whole culture or whatever?
Well, one, unity through all races, because at the end of the day, ain't nobody on top of nobody unless we're all, and even when you're on TV, you can fall any moment. You feel me? Right. But till then, everybody's in the rat race to get to the same place. So everybody stay humble. You know, I've been say I do 1,000 shows this year. I'm not no better than the guy who did 2 shows. I'm just more confident because I had more practice this year. So 1 is unity. 2, when it comes to actual events, the promoters, they got to come out trying to make it something that's memorable and not profitable. Because if you do profit of it, it's great. But there's only people like Bobby D Presents, much respect, people like that actually have the right thing. Because they have the actual people who have the hit songs that make us dance. So until then, until Rome is on the radio, which I'm not, then you gotta do a different angle. Unless you have a famous people that's gonna keep us dancing all day, then you gotta give it a different angle. And this is my angle. My angle will be booking sufficient artists for your night to make your money while making it more about dancing, making it more about people having fun together. You feel me? And that makes people want to be like, okay, I went out to the club on a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday to have fun, and I sit there and watch all these motherfucking rappers rap about this and that for fucking 8 hours, and everybody left every fucking act. It's all about finding a formula. So unity and making sure that the promoters do it right, like Bobby D, you know?
See, this is something I did not know. I didn't know that you were not a rapper that has really been on the radio.
I've been on 90. I haven't been on the ones that
you've been on 2.
I've been on three or 4 stations. Oh, actually, in Tanzania. So I had this song called Debet. Debet. I was featured as the 3rd artist on it with a famous guy named. He was the host of American Idol for the Tanzania over there. So that's what made the song famous. It was Rhyme Scheme featuring and then me, and that got us in 10 radio stations in Tanzania, top 10 on the TV station, and it was the best exposure I've ever got.
Nice.
Yeah, but as far as for my city over here, you got to do a media campaign. It doesn't work the way everybody thinks it works. You feel me? This is the way I see it, how it works, because I called every station from California to Florida. I could bring the goddamn paperwork right now. I have all the updated emails, all the updated people running the stations. So at the end of the day, you have to make a couple stations hear you and make enough of a buzz that the other one feels left out, and they have to do no choice but be like, hey, why are you not playing this record?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to do enough independent ones where it bangs, or you just got to come out of pocket with a whole lot of money. And I'm trying to earn mine. I'm trying to earn it literally by saying that the music is good and that I didn't have to pay for this shit that I heard today on the radio. That was garbage, and you know what garbage is because we hear it every day.
Right.
I heard some stuff today, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. They're really trying to dumb our pineal gland, man.
Absolutely. So, going into the fact that you haven't really been on the radio, has that been a disappointment for you throughout your career, or you think that that's just something that doesn't make or break you? Like, it doesn't matter.
No, because disappointment and success is all measured on the way you view yourself, not the way other people view you. And at the end of the day, while you're sitting here looking at OG Rome has been on the radio or not, OG Rome overcame foster homes. OG Rome lost his parents. OG Rome got a fucking house. OG Rome got a motherfucking job. OG Rome got a fucking company. OG Rome I could die today. I'm good. I'm made. And I know the people that know me, they're gonna be like, this motherfucker came a long way. So success is really measured on the way I view myself, not the way you view me or the people view me. But I appreciate if they put me in the pedestal or not. But being able to be a 98.5, 91.9, and all the other stations is probably not my Power 106, probably not my 92.3. But I've knocked on the door. I'm there. I've got old girl from Power 106 that's supposed to interview me.
Yeah.
The Mexican girl.
Letty.
Yeah. I met her at the red carpet. She has her own show, and she's doing interviewing people, and I'm like, yeah. And how does that happen? By being outspoken, meeting at people, and don't wait people to come to you. Mm-hmm. Express yourself. Show people your talent. You know. So, like I said, maybe the next interview will be like, fucking Rome. He manifested it. Because that's how it works. You gotta manifest it.
Always.
I have a $2 million goddamn check in my wallet that hasn't been cashed because I'm waiting for me to be worth $2 million, and that's my manifestation. I've seen a video of Jim Carrey going to a Mulholland Drive every day, and he wrote himself a $10 million check and put it in his pocket. And every day he used to go to Mulholland Drive on top of that mountain and meditate that he's gonna get a $10 million a movie. Then he got that Mask movie, and that's how it happened. And I highly believe, and that's how all my life has been happening. So,
good. You have great things coming. So, talk to us about any future projects you got coming up within the next year or so.
So now, what happened was I didn't release a lot of music because I engineered to a certain degree, and I feel like I've been in this industry long enough that I need a sound engineer-wise, like everybody on the radio or better. But that's gonna take a whole lot of this. So I invested in a couple engineers this year, and I was gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna take this load off my chest. And I received the music, and I'm like, damn, I invested that to sound like I was right around the corner. So I'm learning so much as an engineer that I'm like, damn. And I'm not gonna invest all that money for. I have 90 songs, like laying right there. It's gonna take too much. So I'm gonna sit there and finish engineering the rest of the songs, and start releasing singles, as many singles as I can, and just find a different formula. You know, I've been following what's his name, one of these artists, and he says, you know what, before I got famous, I released a lot of singles, and I guess I'm gonna follow his formula. Follow somebody's formula that's worked for them, you know?
Right.
Because we all have tendency of just doing things our way, and that's my problem.
What's the
far from a problem. If anything, it's gotten you where you are. 2005, being able to last this long, I don't think you quite understand the accomplishment that has to have been to be in the game since 2005, still surviving, getting bigger.
You know what?
And bigger.
I mean, I don't know how people judge or the view people, but I've seen a lot of people take a week, a month off, 2 months, a year, and they're forgotten, done. Like, even if you try to come back, it's too much of a break, you know? I've seen a lot of famous celebrity people, even through the COVID, everybody took it. There was only 2 artists out there in the independent field, and it was me and Kid Frost and me opening up for him through the whole COVID, because everybody wasn't allowed, and the majors weren't allowed to perform because they were gonna get sued, you know.
Yeah.
So
Hey, how was it doing a song with Kid Frost? You got a feature with Frost. How was that for you, man?
man, bro, that's amazing, bro. And that guy, he's a lyrical monster. He'll remember all his songs, no background vocals. He just has all these lyrics in his head. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing because we obviously know he's a pioneer. And to be able, I got him on two songs. And to be able to get him on music. Matter of fact, now you brought him up, and we're talking about him. He called me last week, and he's putting my song on his radio station in Texas, rolling with Frost. I forgot the station in Texas.
That's dope.
Putting my song Wild, and that's crazy. Yeah, you see, it all comes around.
Sir, we're gonna play that song for you too. I know that's the joint you want people to hear. We're gonna play that in a minute, but go ahead, Deandra.
Yeah, just want to let you know I am extremely proud of how far you've come. Seeing, because we've known each other since 2016, around there.
Whenever that released it.
Yeah, 2016. So to see how far you've come, I'm extremely proud of you.
Thank you. I think I don't have a choice to keep. I'm closer to the finish line than to the beginning, so just keep going. And at the end of the day, what's the worst that could happen? You look back and you're like, damn, you have all this product that you made for people, your kids, your nephews, your aunts, somebody to actually cherish.
Right. It's a marathon, not a sprint, my boy.
That part, you got to enjoy the process, literally. And people forget that. You want to get to the finish line. Nah, the process is being on this interview right here. Yeah. Why? Because when somebody makes it, just like when you meet them, or you went to high school with them, or you went to one of their shows, or you bought one of their shirts, you are now connected with them through life. What happens is they made it, and you're like, yeah, I knew this guy. You know, he used to go here. We used to go to high school. Woo woo. And that's how it works. You feel me? You're connected. So that's why everybody's got to support each other.
Facts.
Do you think that you've reached the height of your career where you want to be, or is there anything else that you think you want to accomplish?
I want to get more into acting right now. Prolonging sending a couple of videos. I already sent it. We got this movie on the way. Shout out to OC Bree. She's in the movie too. It's a horror movie. So I want to tap more into that, only because I'm very confident and I like to jump into anything. There's not an obstacle that I know I can't achieve, because I'm so competitive that if they were to tell me, hey, Ron, you're doing it the wrong way, I was going to say in return, what do I need to do? They're going to tell you, and you just got to do it. If you can't do it, then you got to go back to school, man. I wish I went back to school, because school was so damn easy. All we had to do was follow the directions. Life is simple. Just do what you got to do.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to act and they want you to act like this crazy person, then go find that image of that crazy person, watch that video, and emanate that person in the fucking mirror, and that's it. You want to sound like this guy on the radio? Hear how he sounds. Take that cadence. Grab your own beats. Grab your own stuff. Grab your own lyrics and do your own shit. But let that motivate you. Right. I just heard a video that Summertime by Will Smith.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He just told Raekwon, he's like, yeah, man, we was in the studio and I wasn't feeling it. And they're like, hey, do that Raekwon style. Ooh. It's people influencing others. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. It was all his lyrics, all his style, but he got influenced by somebody. And hopefully one day I'll be able to influence somebody else, you know?
That's a fact.
I'm sure you already have.
You know, all the flyers that you see, special guests, this, special guest that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're on my 9th year of my birthday bash. Look in all Instagram, look in Facebook, look in MySpace. Ain't nobody was making hustlers like us, vendors, people that actually put in hard work, independent art. They weren't putting us on those special guest flyers.
No.
It was only your famous motherfuckers. Look it up. I started that gangster shit. I started that with my birthday bashes, and also made those people not only important in my eyes, but it almost inspired them to be better and bring more people to the events. And that's what we do now as a formula. Look at all the events.
They're huge.
You know, special guests. If you put me in a special guest, I know damn well I'm gonna show up and bring my peoples, you know?
Yeah.
So I know I inspire that. There's a lot of stuff that I see in the industry because I've been in it long enough, but it's not about trying to take fucking props for it. It's about literally be like, because I do my birthday bashes because I've seen other people do birthday bashes.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? You gotta inspire somebody. Somebody inspire me. They're like, yeah, that's dope. They do dope ass birthday bashes. But I'm Mexican. I'm gonna do my Mexican style so we could do fucking dancing all fucking night. Tequila, free entrance, free drinking, marijuana, free interviews, free concert, party all night. Oh, hell no.
That's dope. When is the next birthday bash?
Every year, my birthday is July 8th. So every year I do either that weekend or the following weekend. And because I've been performing in Vegas almost every year now, it's normally the following weekend. So it's around July 14, 15 every year.
Hey, check this out. Let me go to commercial break right quick, and we're gonna come right back. OG Rome in the building. Deandra, Chanel, G-Lew.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
No, homie, do the wall. Make them do the wall. All my ladies do the wall. If you a gangster, do the wall. Walk. Don't where you from. Everybody do the wall. Make them do the wall. Everybody do the wall. Said I make them do the wall. Real gangsters don't talk. Leave your body at the chalk. Just for talking to a narc. If I catch you at the park, hanging out after dark. See you a fish, I'm a shark. I'ma hit him in the heart. I'ma hit him where it hurt. Put him in the dirt. Trunk full of work. If you scared, go to church. Body get murked. Name in the shirt. Make your bitch squirt, cause she know it won't work. I'ma hit him where it hurts. Put him in the dirt. Trunk full of work. If you scared, go to church. Body get murked. Name in the shirt. Make your bitch squirt, cause she know it won't work. No, homie, do the wall. Make him do the wall. All my ladies do the wall. If you a gangster, do the wall. Go where you from. Everybody do the wall. Make him do the wall. Everybody do the wall. Said I make him do the wall. All the bitches tryna stalk. I ain't know me like a hawk. Wanna ride up on my car. They know I got it on lock. Got women by the flock. See you a nerd, I'm a chalk. Hating on me cause I rock. I'ma hit him where it hurt. Put him in the dirt. Trunk full of work. If you scared, go to church. Body get murked. Name in the shirt. Make your bitch squirt cause she know it won't work. I'ma hit him where it hurts. Put him in the dirt. Trunk full of work. If you scared, go to church. Body get murked. Name in the shirt. Make your bitch squirt cause she know it won't work. No, homie, do the wall. Make him do the wall. All my ladies do the wall. If you a gangster, do the wall. Go where you from. Everybody do the wall. Make him do the wall. Everybody do the wall.
Hold up.
Got it down to a science. I be wildin' now, never in a drought, never chasing cloud, hell no. Puffin' loud, rockin' major clouds, I can show you how for sure. Let's get wild. Total mayhem. Turn it up to the AM. Wildin'. Like Nick Cannon, I be wildin' out. Show the rap game what I'm all about. Like Nick Cannon, I be wildin' out. Show the rap game what I'm all about. Wildin'. And I be wildin' out. Show the rap game what I'm all about.
Banger. That's a banger right there, bro. Wildin'.
So when is your next performance? Where can we see you next?
This Saturday I am at the Smoke Fest 3rd annual show in downtown LA. And then I'm at the Dodger Stadium on Sunday. Make sure you guys tap in. It's gonna be a big show right there. At the Dodger Stadium.
Congratulations on that.
That's big right there, bro. Congratulations.
You know, shout out to everybody who believes in me, who keeps me in mind for events. I was able to do an interview on Peacock TV about a month ago. And then from there, they're like, you know what? I got this event at the Dodger Stadium. And I'm like, man, like, if you stay positive, you will inflict people and you attract the same. If they want the same thing in life and you want the same thing in life, it's gonna work out. If you're chasing the wrong things, it's not gonna work out. That's how frequencies and attractions work. You feel me?
Facts.
So there it is, Saturday and Sunday. Then I met from what is it? What was that show where people danced back in the days in the middle? Oh, god damn it. Cornelius.
Oh, Soul Train.
Soul Train. I met one of the dancers from Soul Train. So and he just hit me back up on one of my posts, and he's supposed to have an event on the 24th. So that's gonna be another event that I need to tap into.
Oh, that's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, and always willing to work with people, waiting on some tracks from an artist. It should be there in my email. So today's my get down to business day.
Hey, how do people, that's another thing, since you do all these things, how do people get at you about business or production or work, period?
Anywhere on social media, especially on Instagram, OG Rome 310, or you could hit up my manager, OC Bree. You see her at all our events. Or it just everybody, anybody that knows somebody that knows somebody knows somebody. So they know you, connect them over here to OG Rum, let's make it work.
All right. And where can they find you just to follow you and hear your music?
Thank you guys. Say it again. What was the question?
Where can they follow you just to listen to your music, hear your music?
Well, everywhere, all platforms, OG Rome 310. As far as social media, as far as Spotify, YouTube, everything OG Rome, just support, all you gotta do is listen. You don't have to actually purchase. You could go work out. I had some guy just hit me up. He's like, yo, I listen to Wallin every day when I work out. I'm like, that's all you gotta do. I get my streams. That's all that matters, As long as you're able to influence one person and spread the word.
You know what I like? One thing, I'm sorry. I like you said, if you tap into him, I think on your IG or whatever, has a link right there to all his platforms.
Yeah, pretty much.
Spotify, YouTube, everything. So
I'm very organized, all my stuff is easy to find, very professional.
Oh, true.
Well, we appreciate you interviewing with us tonight. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you guys so much for having me. For anybody out here watching, thank you guys for your time. And anybody that's going to be tapping in, make sure you guys tap in with the G-Lew Show, the Real Deal Holyfield, the Newsless Thing, OG Rome, Road Dog Certified. Believe that, Jack.
The G-Lew Show.
Oh, G-Lew, God damn it.
Yeah.
What did I say?
You said the glue, but I got that before. It's all good, homie. But I just had to get it right.
I thought you
get
knew.
It right.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have such a good ass interview for a fucking long time, That shit got stuck like glue.
Show to stick on you.
Yeah.
Much love, homie.
Thanks again for having me, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in, babe. So next week we have the owner of OG Family who's gonna come and kind of tell us his story about how he got started and how far he's come. So we will definitely see you guys next week. Thank you again, OG Rome. We appreciate you.
No.
OG till I'm passing now. Got the O's and the G's in my bank account. I'm an OG, baby, go and ask around. I'm the rapper everybody go and talk about. I'm G with it, I don't shuffle. Don't like me, but respect my hustle. Road dogs going independent, cause I used to be broke like the 10 Commandments. going independent. Going independent, got me a product, I get it, I flip it, make money, then right, I'ma spend it. Steadily winning, when no be tenant. Spend it on me, I don't spend it on women. What you expected, flow is perfected. Throwing up rappers like I'm anorexic. Better pass the message, didn't pass the lesson. Don't wanna hear him and I ask the questions. Don't wanna hear him and I ask the questions. Hold up, wait a minute, who the hell you talking to? I'm OG Rome in a road dog's crew, kicking rhymes just like a mule. Ripping up trash like an animal, eating up rappers like a cannibal. My flow so cold like an Eskimo. Face it, Holmes, I'm irreplaceable.
Hey, much love and respect, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll be back Friday night for our new interview. Much love again to our special guest, OG Rome. Go check him out. Shout out to Deandra Chanel, my co-host. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.